Okay, so hello everyone, welcome back. This is Learn English with B, and I'm B. Obviously, there's nobody else. Okay, so for this occasion, I'd like to share about some words that we can use to describe a trend for the writing IELTS Task 1. Okay, so when we describe a trend, obviously, it can be an upward trend, the increase, or downward trend, the decrease, or probably fluctuation, which means unstable. Okay, and then the stable one. All right, so let's discuss one by one, shall we? Okay, so for describing the increase or upward trend, we don't only use increase as the verbs, and we are going to learn it. All right, so first, besides the use of increase, we can use the word rise. And then the second one, we can use go up, go up. And then we can also use climb. And then we can also use jump. All right, so those are the first group that we can use. For example, the number of smokers in Indonesia in 2019 went up to 40 millions. Okay, go up to 40 millions, or went up to 40 millions. Okay, go up, went up. It depends on the time context. So because it happened in 2019, then obviously it's the past. So we don't say go up, but went up. Okay, and then the second example, the unemployment rate in Indonesia rose to 200,000 people in 2011. Okay, I use rose as the past verb, or commonly known as verb 2, as from rise. Okay, rise and rose. All right, those are the example. So remember, increase, go up, climb, jump. Okay, previously those verbs are used for the general increase, and then now after analyzing, and then we know that the increase is big or huge. So okay, we also need to use specific verbs. Okay, what are they? Here it is. So we can use the word rocket. Okay, rocket, the spacecraft. So it's not only a noun, it's a verb as well. Okay, rocket, as you know, probably rocket. Okay, the speed of light, I don't know. Okay, so rocket, and then we all rocket or rocketed, obviously, if it's the past, and then saw or sort, and then searched or searched. It depends on the time context. For example, there was 40 million children in Indonesia who got malnutrition in 2010. In 2011, the number rocketed to 100 millions, for instance. Remember, this is only example. This is only, what is that, example from me. I mean, it doesn't represent the real situation. Okay, I hope you don't mind with this example. All right, so the use of soar actually similar to the use of rocket and search. So let's say there were 100,000 people infected by coronavirus all over the world in February 2020. This number soared to 500,000 people the month after. Okay, soared. So the number, the increase is huge, or was huge. So we can use rocket or rocketed, soar or soared, and then search or searched. All right, so those are the verbs that we can use to describe the upward trend. So we don't use increase only. You have another variation that you can use. Don't give them cold shoulder, if you know what I mean. All right, so now let's discuss the words to describe the downward trend. Obviously, probably you have known that we can use decrease, but it's boring if you use it over and over again without any other words. Okay, so here we go. The first, we can use decline. Okay, decline. And then we can also use go down or went down. And then we also have the word dip. Okay, and then drop and fall. All right, so those verbs can be used to change the word decrease. For example, after increasing in 2010, the number of smokers in 2013 declined to 5 million only. 5 millions only. Declined to. Okay, let's use the other. Let's use fall or fell if it's in the past. So there were 100,000 people got fever last 2 months. This number then fell to 50,000 people the month after. Okay, when we use the word to describe the downward or upward trend, the preposition to show the number is to. Okay, decline to blah blah blah, increase to blah blah blah. Okay, that is a small detail that we should know. Okay, the same as the increase. So sometimes the decrease is also big or huge, and we also have the words. The first is plunge. This is actually my favorite word, I tell you. Plunge, very satisfying. One more time, plunge. Okay, and then plummet. Plummet. All right. So for instance, there were 10 people. There were 10 people died because of malnutrition in some land. The number plunged to 0 last week. Okay, plunge. Okay, so those are the words to describe the downward trend and upward trend. And now for the fluctuation. Actually, for the fluctuation, the variation is not as many as the previous one. So for the fluctuation, we can say fluctuated or unstable. Fluctuation or fluctuated, it can be a noun, it can be a verb. For instance, in the first 5 years, the number of unemployment in Indonesia fluctuated at around 4 million. Okay, fluctuated at around. So different from the word to describe increase and decrease and the preposition. So for the preposition used for fluctuated, because we count the average, so we don't use to but at. Okay, at. Okay, fluctuated at. Okay, for the 5 years, so it means we don't have to write every single year within 5 years. We just sum up. Okay, because it's fluctuated, so from 5 years we can summarize it. Okay, that's the result. Okay, or unstable. So the data of smokers in Indonesia in the first 5 years was unstable at around blah blah blah. All right, and then what about for the stable data? Okay, for the stable data, we can use the words such as or phrases such as remain stable, remain the same, stay the same, and stay the same. For instance, based on the data in the last 5 years, the number of passengers in Somlan Airport remained stable at 40 millions. Okay, So those are words that we can use to describe a trend. It can be used for line graph, it can be for bar graph if it's a trend, it can be used for a table again if it's a trend, or pie chart probably. And you don't have another excuse that you don't know the word because I've explained it. Okay, so hopefully it's clear. Thank you very much for stopping by. So I hope you learned something from this session, and have a nice day, have a wonderful time whomever you is. See you next time, and bye bye.